evening today, and I understand that you were in KSOF as a youngster. Can you tell me whether that was a good experience or a bad experience for you?
It was a terrible experience. It was a very frightening experience. I was actually put into care as a place of safety order, under a place of safety order, and it felt very unsafe at the place where I was placed, which was Chadswell Assessment Centre.
And I understand, did they have the regime of pin down there?
That's right. They used the pin down system. They'd got something that looked to me like a prison cell at that children's. Well, I don't like to call it home because it was about as far away from home as you can get. It was a horrible, disgusting, dirty place, and they were using restraints on children. The one that they used on me was the pin down cell, the cell. They'd got a cell with bars at the windows. Got a little tiny window actually, and they left the light on all night, and all the time the light was on. I actually lost track of the time while I was in there, so I just lost track of what time of the day it was.
And have they ever apologised or given you any compensation or for your experiences with pin down? Because I know that there's a report done by Alan Levy, is that right?
That's right, and yeah, that's something that I had to find out for myself, which I'm quite angry about really, because I had been to see my MP Bill Cash. I'd also contacted Mark Fisher. These were both MPs that were involved in the pin down investigation, but neither of them told me about the Alan Levy report. So I found out about that by the internet. I have had a sort of apology from social services. I haven't had any compensation. I don't know if anything can compensate you for what they've put me through, really. I don't think money could do that, really. It would have been a nice thing if I wouldn't have been persecuted by the secret family courts. I mean, that would have been some sort of compensation. It would be a lot more worthwhile to me to be able to bring my own family up in peace without being persecuted. But no, they haven't. The apology has been quite half-hearted, but at least I have been given my social services records and my medical records, which are incomplete. I did have a solicitor for a while called Richard Wise. Now, he was standing against Mark Fisher. I think it was the 2000 elections, but he was investigating why so many of the pin down victims, the victims of the pin down system, had been deliberately criminalised, because there were people like me have been put into prison on trivial offences. There's been a deliberate attempt to criminalise people like me instead of supporting us and apologising to us. Anyway, he was my solicitor, but he died very unexpectedly, I thought, because he seemed quite well, quite fit and dynamic, and the last time I saw him, which was about 2 or 3 weeks before he died, he looked shocking. So that's another thing that I don't really understand.
How would you say that your experience being in care has affected you as an adult?
It's certainly affected me as an adult, because it affected my mental health. I had mental health problems for a long time. which has actually affected my health as well. I've had post-traumatic stress disorder, eating disorders, which have caused health problems to me. I haven't really had much help from the National Health Service. I was given strong drugs, psychotic drugs, yes. When I was virtually screaming all the time, please, you know, for counselling, some sort of counselling, because I was trying to tell people all the time, this has been since I was abused, what happened to me, and instead of listening to me, I've just had drugs thrown across the counter at me, and I don't think it's a very good idea to give somebody sleeping tablets when knowing that they're suicidal. So all sorts of things have happened since then, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the way I was treated in so-called care, which I was put into care because I'd been abused in the first place. I wasn't put there because I was a teenage delinquent. I actually was at Stafford Girls' High School, which is where Carol Ann Duffy studied, the poet laureate. I think she was 2 years older. I think she's 2 years older than me. So, but we were there at the same time, and it was an absolutely excellent school. It was a grammar school. I passed my 11 plus to go there, and so I should have really had quite a glittering life ahead of me. I was a very bright child. Instead, my life was ruined by Stafford Social Services, and not only that, they haven't given me the chance to get my life back together again. I've been denied opportunities because, sorry.
I have to commend you because you're actually very brave and you put a lot of your time into campaigning for families, don't you?
Well, that's because I just knowing what I went through, I can't bear to think of other people going through the same pain. And I'm a Christian as well. I became a Christian in 1984, and my faith, my religion means that I have to, you know, care for other people. We can't just live in this world and just ignore what's going on to other people. We all have a duty to help our mankind, men and women.
You've also written a book, haven't you?
I've written a book called Tip. It's about my experience as a child living in Stafford. I just want to explain how I came to be taken into care in the first place. I think it's quite a frank book, and I think some people might find it quite offensive because of some of the language that I've used in it, and I've tried to be very honest in that book. But I just wanted to explain how people end up, how people like me who've got a bright future end up on the dung heap, basically.
Where would if somebody wanted that book, where would that book be available for them?
You can get it from Amazon Books, and also it's been published by Trafford. It's on the Trafford Book website as well. I'm sorry I haven't got a copy with me.
Well, I'm sure I can put a copy on the screen for viewers to see. But that's all, I think. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right.